Hi, I'm Kate and I'm cooking again. I'm going to be making my Auntie Fritzy's spinach balls, and I'm doing a little bit of a variation on her recipe, and I'll tell you what the variations are as we go along, but mine's a little bit more low carb. At any rate, I made this recipe for Christmas and my guests went absolutely crazy for it. Everyone wanted the recipe. They're delicious. There's lots of butter in them and they're really good. So I'm going to begin making Auntie Fritzy's spinach balls. Here are the ingredients for my crowd-pleasing spinach balls. Everyone wants this recipe. My Auntie Fritzy gave it to me and I deviate from it a little bit. This recipe starts with two 10-ounce packages of frozen spinach, which is an easy find in your grocery freezer section. We're just going to cook down the spinach and then drain it. Well, my spinach is all cooked. It's still boiling a little bit. Now it's time to drain it. I have a colander here. I'm thinking this will probably be the easiest way to drain it. Okay, I think my spinach is about drained. Looks good. Now I'm going to transfer it into my bowl. This recipe requires 3 well-beaten eggs, so now I'm going to crack my eggs and beat them. Alright, my eggs are beaten well enough, so I'm going to add them to the spinach. Next, I've measured out 1 full cup of almond meal, so I'll add that. So the way I do my wasa crackers is a little bit non-traditional. Most people would use a rolling pin, but I don't own a rolling pin, so what I'm going to do is put crackers in here. This is about 10. I don't know, I might need to add a few more. I'm going to seal up the bag, and I'm going to put it on the floor, and then I step on them. I'm going to crush them into a fine powder. My feet are my rolling pins. Alright, my wasa crackers are pretty obliterated there. While you're doing this, you might have to sometimes let air out of the bag so that you don't pop the bag. Alright, all in all, it took exactly 15 wasa crackers to reach 1 cup. So, I'm going to add this to my spinach, eggs, and almond meal now. I'm mixing together the ingredients a little bit before I add my others. Here we go. 1/2 cup of Parmesan cheese. I have 1 small onion that I chopped up ahead of time. Here's my 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Next I'll add 1/2 teaspoon of garlic salt. Everybody loves garlic salt. And then I will add 1 tablespoon of Italian seasonings. Now this is where it's a little bit different than my aunt's recipe. It's one of the ways, and all of that's listed on the website as well. The last and most important ingredient is butter, and you add 3/4 cup of butter, which is 1.5 sticks. And now you mix it with your hands because, frankly, it's hard to do any other way. As always, make sure that your hands are nice and clean before you start doing something like this. It's about mixed all the way through. You want to make sure that you don't have any more big clumps of butter in there and that it looks pretty even throughout. What we're going to do now is put this spinach ball batter in the refrigerator to chill for 1 hour. Alright, I have my oven preheating. Now I'm going to get my spinach ball batter out of the refrigerator. It's firm so I can form it into balls, and it looks like I'm going to need a lot of baking trays to do all these. What you want to do is form the balls into about the size of a walnut. As you can see, you can space your spinach balls fairly close together. They're not going to really spread out or expand or anything, and you don't need to add any grease or nonstick spray to your cooking surfaces because there's so much butter in these that they won't really stick. So here we go. We're going to put them in the oven. Alright, the spinach balls have been in the oven for 15 minutes. It smells great in here. I'm going to pull them out and put them down to cool. Alright, they're a little bit crispy on top, you can see, and that's exactly how you want them. They're still pretty green, but a little bit browned. I just have a simple plate with paper towel on it, and I'm simply putting my spinach balls on the plate. Some of them are stacked on top of each other. It doesn't really matter. These look and smell delicious. Now it's time for the taste test. Nice and crunchy. Have a crunchy bottom. They're still warm. They're very delicious served warm. But they'll also be great tomorrow when they're cooled off in the refrigerator. But I would recommend serving them warm. They're really good that way. Thank you very much.